SNK recently had an interview done by Nibil aka NEO GEO NOW discussing various topics such as lobbies of City of the Wolves, costumes, future projects, and more. Now, I don't plan on going over every single thing discussed here, just the stuff that stood out to me personally. I encourage y'all to go to NEO GEO NOW's video and get the full interview. Link will be in the description. It was a great discussion. Shout out to the OG. So first up, I want to talk about them discussing the story and a bit of the single player. An important topic that I think many folks may not think about is just how long it's been since GAROU first released. Remember, the game came out back in 1999, nearly 25 years ago. Nibil brings up the question of how does SNK go about catching newer folks up to speed with the story of Fatal Fury. They answer with making sure the story is understandable and fleshed out, using promotional marketing to infuse the lore into it. Which is true. If you go to the City of the Wolves character page and read the bios of the characters, they give a quick TLDR of who the character is and their reasoning for being in Southtown one way or another. Perfect example is Rock Howard, the main protagonist of this series. His bio gives you a nice summary. Born to Geese Howard, raised by Terry Bogard, Rock's very being is one of mixed emotions and internal conflict. Despite having lived a new life with Terry, one day, Rock finds himself facing off against a foe who claims to know about his past, namely his birth mother, and the fact that she is very much alive. Armed with this new information, the troubled youth resolves to find his own way through life and fight on in order to make that happen. Boom, you gave folks a nice summary of who Rock is, backstory, motivation, conflict, and everything, and this is done with other characters as well, all while not giving away the big plot of the game. With the episodes of Southtown RPG mode, it seems it'll be used to help flesh out the story as well. They described this as similar to World Tour mode, with going to different areas for fights and at the same time seeing important areas of the Fatal Fury world, which is smart, giving a history lesson while making it fun. Now they didn't say exactly this is how the story will be played out per se. They did not give a lot of detail on that end, but it's kind of a wait and see thing from here on. But from what they did say, it does sound interesting and I'm looking forward to it. Next up, Lobbies. Many folks in the community understand how much of a setback KOF 15 lobbies were compared to 14's. In 14, you could have large lobbies with a lot of customization, having tourney, elimination, and series. There were also fixed and shuffle that were used in the party mode of 3v3. 15 sadly did not give such options. So, with the coming release of Fatal Fury, I've personally been praying to the SNK gods that we get something remotely similar in this newest game. And folks, I'm happy to confirm that apparently we'll hear more about it at a later date. Yeah, so when asked about Lobbies, all they had to say was, have more plans to talk about Lobbies, which on one hand sucks to hear because it's not a direct confirmation, but at the same time, still gives me hope seeing as how they want to dedicate time to that topic down the line. So it's one of those things where we gotta be patient. Something is better than nothing, I guess. When saying all that about Lobbies, they did mention they have plans for a beta. No date or greater details were given for that though, which is great to know down the line there will be a beta. The game releases in April 2025, we're close to September, so that's plenty of time to boot up a beta, get some data, and hash out whatever issues occur. Stages, characters, costumes. Now, Nibil asked about what went into giving them, each of the characters their own stage. Not many fighting games still do this. SNK responded with saying that they wanted to bring a lot of stages with of course keeping in mind their limitations, but also mentioning that their production process has become more efficient. This honestly put a huge smile on my face, and it helped further back my statements about them going down the right path of maximizing their production. Them aggressively being open about wanting new hires, opening new offices throughout Asia, and so on. It could seem like a throwaway comment, sure, but just hearing them mention it in a confident manner definitely helps. You always want your developer to be confident. As far as the stage thing, it makes sense. Huge complaint of mine was the lack of new stages that were added to KOF 15, having only 2 stages being Naj and the Boss Rush. In regards to stages, Nibil mentioned how we see Raiden in the background of T-Zoc stage, which kind of confused some folks thinking the amusement park stage would indicate Raiden becoming a playable character. Seeing as how in the old Fatal Fury games that amusement park is his, or at least the stage which begs the question of whether or not cameos could still have the chance of being playable, to which SNK responded, wait and see. Yeah, if you haven't noticed already, SNK is being real tight-lipped about stuff, so there's going to be a whole lot of wait and sees. But me being the goof that I am, I did my best Lloyd impression from Dumb and Dumber and thought,
so you're telling me there's a chance?
Same goes for the costumes, with them saying that they'll try their best. Once again, another complaint that was present for KOF 15 with not only a lack of stages but also a lack of costumes. So hopefully down the line they have a plan for costumes for each character and then some. These are some things that stood out to me that I found really interesting that wasn't related to City of the Wolves, and this is for my Samsho folks that we gotta talk. Nibil asked about Samsho 2019 and whether or not there will be any future updates as far as DLC characters, online stuff, etc. Joshua Weatherford himself said he was in charge of that section with the Samsho IP that, quote, got a couple secrets in the works, you never know. This made the wheels in my brain start turning because this is besides just the action RPG, so there's possibly more to come for the franchise as a whole. My guess is that we get the action RPG, boom, comes out, introduces new characters, and then from there, when the next Samsho fighter comes out, those new characters that got introduced in the action RPG gets added to the fighting game as well. There's more things that could happen, but you get the idea. Makes me excited with this because it lets me know that they have so much planned. Now, as far as Art of Fighting 4 goes, they didn't say much about that either. Just that it and Samsho Action RPG are in their early development, and that they announced them so early for the sole purpose of getting more and more people onto the team to help them work on it. Specifically with the action RPG, they wanted to get more people that are well versed in that field of games to add to the team, which again, I'm not mad at, makes sense. Something interesting to add though is when they mentioned adding those two games, they said, yeah, we announced those very early, but we do have other things in the works coming out sooner. Now what those are, they did not say at all, but that might be another video I'll make down the line. That about wraps up everything though. Again, great interview by Nibil, aka NEO GEO NOW. Please go check him out. Again, link will be in the description. This interview has given me more confidence in the company while also having me brainstorm what else they've got planned. But as always, we reached that part of the video where I ask, what are your thoughts? Are you hoping for more costumes? Did SNK's answers give you the confidence about the direction of not just Fatal Fury, but the company as a whole? Comment down below and share your thoughts. Till next time, I'm DecepySwag. Later.